Hey guys, Micah from blackbearcustomkydex. I have a video for you today on some K-bar TDI sheaths. These are what I'm sort of doing with particularly K-bar TDIs and my auto open design for folding knives with a special focus on the paramilitary 2 because that's my most common order. Is I wait a few weeks, probably 3-4 weeks, and let some orders accumulate, and then I try to do them in batches, and then I show off the batches in a YouTube video. So sometimes I'll expedite one and just ship it out, and it doesn't get a spot in the video, which is the case for this video as well. But I wanted to show you what I had today before I ran to the post office. So let me just give you a quick highlight of what there is, and if there's anything special about them, I'll explain them for you. Alright, so we've got, this is for a 2-inch plain edge. You can see this is in black multicam. This is the 2-inch plain edge version of the TDI. And this one's going to Andres out in Waukegan, Illinois. So this one's going to be set up for a left-handed draw, and he asked me if I could have it set up so that the angle of the handle was just slightly above the belt line. So right now I've got my finger perpendicular to the tech lock, so my finger is acting as the belt. So there you have it. So it's a nice comfortable angle to grab that out at, and you can see this has a nice ballistic one-handed draw. It's very easy. Goes back in nice and easy, and it doesn't rattle around. So alright, so there you go. There is that first one for Andres. Bear with me, I'm just going to rewrap it and toss it back in the package, save myself some time. Alright, let's see, next up we have, alright, this one's going to Thomas, and again for the 2-inch plain edge. Thomas asks for black carbon fiber on the front and blood red on the back. That looks pretty cool. And just in case, so this was, I had I think 3 or 4 of these actually request it, and I had to turn them down. But if you guys are interested in having different colored eyelets, like in something other than black, I am currently not offering that, and the reason is because I did buy some various colored eyelets some months ago, and I was really disappointed with the quality of the paint on them. It just doesn't stay on the eyelet for very long. So I mean, you lose literally just by pressing the eyelet, just by setting the eyelet on into your sheath, you lose basically all the color on the back side of it, and then within a week of just regular mild use, nothing extreme at all, you lose the rest of the color off the front, and you just wind up with that kind of golden brassy color. So I just don't see that as worth it, especially because its only real purpose is aesthetic. So if it can't even satisfy that, why bother spending the money on it? So anyway, currently I'm just doing the black oxide coated brass eyelets because it seems to hold its color for a long time. So anyway, this one's going to Thomas in Moline, Illinois. Carbon fiber and blood red. That looks really cool. And I believe this is just my standard setup. So right now you can see I've got the handle at 90 degrees. It's got a very good ballistic one-handed draw. Resheathes very easily. No rattle. And that's that. This one is going to Chase out in Salt Lake City, and Chase asked for a 2-inch plain edge in navy digital camo, and he specifically asked for this as kind of a nod to his father's service in the Navy, which is pretty cool. Alright, so this one I believe is actually set up for the left hand. So this Ulti clip he'd asked for it to be able to accommodate having the handle at 45 degrees perpendicular or parallel to the belt. So all of those angles are on here, and real quick I'm going to show you where you can get them. So obviously if you span, you can get just a very slightly different angle if you switch out which screw you're going through here, or which drill hole you're using here. So this is going to be roughly the 45 degree, and as you pare them down lower, you can see the angle change a little bit. So you'll get basically 90 degrees if you go through this one here and the one at the very tip, so the bottom one on the nose. So the third and fifth eyelet, you get a 90 degree. And then, let's see, where did I go for here? I think it looks like these two for perpendicular. So yeah, so you just have to kind of play around and match those spaced holes there up with the drill holes on the sheath itself, and you'll find something that works out. And I think you can use any two consecutive holes on here and you'll for sure find some angle or another. But so anyway, Chase, I believe, is going to be wearing this in the waistband, and so the only thing you got to look out for, bud, is when you're in this configuration, the 45 degree, when you're putting your knife back in, I wouldn't keep a full grip on it. I would kind of back your hand off, and the reason is because it's pretty easy to ram your index finger into the side of the ulti clip, and there is a little bit of a sharp piece of metal there. So it's not a problem when you're drawing, but when you go back in, it's pretty easy to just skin your knuckle on that. So all right, that's that one. Next up, we have Gabriel in Rexburg, Idaho, and he asked for a black sheath, all black, for his TDI 2-inch. And I can't remember which ones. I'll look at my notes and send them out, but some of these ordered the package deal where they're going to get a new knife as well as the sheath. So I'll just order the knife through Amazon and have it shipped directly to them. Alright, so this one again, we got no rattle, ballistic one-handed draw, and this, I believe, is my standard setup on a tech lock. Alright, the next one. Okay, this one's a little specialized as well. So this one is going to Nick in Kissimmee, Florida. I hope I'm saying that right. And Nick asked me to make him a sheath on an IWB clip. So I can't remember if we had discussed, I think he had asked for my recommendation for what to use for IWB. So we just saw one on a, where did it go? We just saw this one on an Alti clip, and this is going to be IWB. And this one here is on a regular IWB holster clip. So what's the difference really? The difference, in my opinion, is, well, obviously this is going to actually physically grip onto whatever clothing you have, whereas this is just going to loop around and grab your belt. So this, in a way, is certainly more versatile, and it does give you a secure hold when you actually clamp it down onto your waistline or pocket or whatever. However, if you know that you're just going to be carrying it specifically on the waistband and you're going to be wearing a belt, I would definitely recommend the IWB clip. Personally, I've used both a fair amount now, and I am strongly recommending this over an Alti clip for anything specifically IWB with a belt. If you're wearing athletic shorts or sweatpants a lot, or you think you might want to rock it in the pocket, then the Ulti-Clip is the way to go. But the big difference between the two of them, this is going to feel a lot more comfortable, particularly in the waistband. You're not going to have to worry about the temperature or something like that. This will get really cold, or it can get pretty hot, depending on the circumstances. It's not going to get super hot, as long as it's, you know, in the shade, which it probably will be, but it can get cold and uncomfortable. This one feels a lot more stable than this. This seems to want to move around side to side, but I mean, it won't come off. It is a really secure hold. It just doesn't stay stable. Yeah. So, I mean, they're both really good clips, and they both serve unique purposes, but this would be my top choice as long as you know that you're going to be wearing it on the belt, inside the waistband, but hooked onto your belt. So, for whatever my 2 cents is worth on that. Alright. Got a few more in here for you. Alright, and these, so we have two. This one is for the 2-inch plain edge. And these are going to Luke in Australia. And so I am about to ship another batch of knives and sheaths out to my friend Scott, who's been doing some trade deals with me for the better part of a year now. And it just so happened that I got 3 different orders going to Australia. So we were able to figure out a way for me to send it over there and kind of pack them all together and save some shipping, and Scott's going to parse them out and forward them on for me, so that was really gracious of him. So anyway, this is one of those orders, and so Luke over in Australia, he asked me to set this one up with specifically a 1-inch gap, leaving the knife handle at this angle. And this is something I had to just kind of pick the angle off of a photo, and the reason we have it set up like this is because he's got a holster that he appendix carries, and this will kind of be hooked onto the side of it, almost in the same position as a magazine on like a sidecar holster. So he'll be wearing it basically right appendix, but for left-hand cross draw. And obviously he can switch that up and go right-hand reverse grip if he wanted to. So you'd have it out like that. Alright, so there's the 2-inch plain edge, and then he also ordered one for the 3.5-inch. Excuse me. So this is the 3.5-inch drop point model. Ballistic one-handed draw. This one actually came out especially good as far as the smoothness of the resheath and the draw itself. Just feels very comfortable. And this is the standard setup on a tech lock. You can see I've got it oriented right now for the handle to be parallel with the belt, but you can also set it up at a variety of different angles. You just have to line up the drill holes with something on the tech lock and you'll be good to go. So those are going to Luke in Australia. And then I have some other ones here. Some of them I don't have the information on. Let's see if I can... yeah, I might not be able to recall it off the top of my head, but I think what we have here are sheaths that belong to bigger orders. So... and those orders aren't completed yet, so you'll see them again in another video, but I'll give them a quick shout now. So we have for a K-Bar TDI Hellfire. It's really my favorite model of the TDI series. We've got one in Typhon, and this one is going to Chi, I think is how you say his name, out in... Gee, I'm sorry, brother, I can't remember. I think he's in Ontario, but somewhere in Canada. Anyway, this one came out really nice and smooth, one-handed draw, good lockup, no rattle, there's that. This one, I'll show you real quick. I can't remember if I finished it or not. Obviously it doesn't have a belt clip on it, but I decided to start experimenting a little bit with the fabric coated Kydex. So when I say fabric coated, you see this one is Cryptek Typhon. Well, this one is Typhon fabric, and it literally has a thin layer of fabric adhered to the outside of it. That's how the sheet comes when you buy it, and then you just work it the same as any other Kydex. The fabric behaves a little bit differently. It takes a little longer to heat, especially if you're using a heat gun, and when you try to do any finish work on the edges, you are in for a ride. It just does not cooperate, so it's very difficult to work with. I will absolutely have to charge more if you guys want to order the fabric version, and I haven't had a chance to actually wear it and tell you what I think in comparison to the plastic, but I'm gonna go ahead and ballpark this, ballpark my opinion. I'm gonna go ahead and estimate that I think I would probably not like this as much as straight up Kydex, because the texture would grip a little bit more against your clothing. Yeah, it has a very grippy texture against my jeans right now, whereas Kydex is smooth for the most part, and yeah, so I don't know, might be worth experimenting a little bit. I've had a couple people place orders already and I didn't charge differently, but this is the first sheath I've actually made, so those orders are pretty new. I haven't made them yet. This is the first one I've actually made in the fabric Kydex, and I'm not a big fan yet at this point. So in any event, I will most likely be just adding a belt clip and throwing this sheath on Etsy. This one is for the TDI Hellfire as well. So if you guys are interested in that, I know I just told you all the reasons why I don't like it, but it does look nice. So there is that. At least looks really nice. So if you want that, go check it out on my Etsy page. It'll probably be up there in the near future. Alright, so those are the Hellfires. And this one is going to be going with an SE6 sheath that I haven't started yet. Alright, we have this 2-inch plain edge. I think just the sheath. I don't think there's a knife going with it. But this one is on soft loops, and this one is going to Jamie. And Jamie, I'm sorry brother, I can't remember where you're at, but Jamie actually ordered several different items. So this is just one of those items. I've done probably half of his order already, and I need to finish that and ship it out to him. So this will be in another video at some point soon, so I won't bore you too much, but he asked me for soft loops for this one, so we got that. Came out nice. Let's see. Excuse me. I have no idea who this is going to, but I know it's going to somebody. It's in all black carbon fiber, and I haven't added a belt clip to it yet. So gotta look up the email and see what the details were for this one. But it came out really nice. Good ballistic one-handed draw. This thing's actually a little bit of a bullet. I might loosen it a little bit. Right now it's a little bit tight, so when you do actually get it to pop off, it like just goes flying. Take some of its head off the shoulder. Alright, and the last one, and again I'm pretty sure this is going out with another order, so I don't remember whose it is, but I'll probably shoot it in another video. We have a 2-inch plain edge in Constitution Kydex, which I don't necessarily recommend Constitution or any of the specialty patterns are one thing, but specialty prints sometimes. This is the beginning of We the People, so you can see how little of it I was able to get on to the actual sheath. So that's a little bit regrettable, but it still looks really cool. So in any event, if you guys are interested in something like that, let me know, and I'll do my best to make it work. But you are obviously limited by the size of the knife. So anyway, like I said, you'll see this in another video soon. Alright, I think that's it for now. Go check out that one on my Etsy store. very soon. And if you guys have stuck around for all my rambling and the showing of many sheaths, then I appreciate you sticking around. And definitely look for the next one. So like, share, comment, subscribe, and tune in again soon. God bless, guys.